Now I want to show you how to install Git on Linux, Unix-like operating systems, for example Ubuntu. And it's a pretty common case when you need to use Git there. For example, if you host a website and source files for this website are located at GitHub, and you need to clone remote repository from GitHub and use it locally on your web server. And of course, for that you need to use Git. In this lecture, I'll show you how to install Git, but first I'll show you how to create a new virtual private server. And for that, I'll use DigitalOcean. Of course, you can spin up virtual private server on any other hosting provider, for example Amazon EC2 or Google Cloud or something else. But I'll use here DigitalOcean for simplicity. Okay, here on the same website, gitscm.com, if you'll go to downloads and click Linux Unix, you'll find instructions on how to install Git on Linux-like operating systems. And I'll install in this lecture Git on Ubuntu. For that I require Ubuntu server, and I will use the service from DigitalOcean, and here I am able to pretty fast and easy create a virtual private server with different operating systems like Ubuntu. I already have account here. If you don't, please create one. I'll click login and log in here with my credentials. After logging into DigitalOcean, I'll see here my default project. In my case, it is called My Project. If you have just created a new account here, you'll be prompted to create new project from scratch. And project may contain droplets. Droplet is actually virtual private server. And now I'll create new droplet here. Let's click on Create button and choose here Droplets. I'll create droplet with Ubuntu operating system, and Ubuntu version will be 18.04. If I'll scroll down, I can choose a plan, and I'll choose smallest plan possible. It costs just $5 per month, and such virtual private server will have 1 gig of RAM, 25 gigs of SSD disk storage, and up to 1 terabyte of data transfer. Also, you may add some options, for example, enable backup. I will not do that. Also below you may choose data center region, and by default DigitalOcean will choose data center closest to your physical location. Also you may add such options as private networking, IPv6 and so on. Next, in the authentication section, you may choose how you will be authenticated at your server. You can use either SSH key or one-time password. I'll choose this option, one-time password, and in such case you will receive root password via email. Let me scroll down, and here you may choose how many droplets of this specific configuration will be created. I actually need only one server, one droplet, and here you may set up hostname for your new droplet. And I'll set up hostname simply Git, like that. Here you may add tags and select project where your droplet will be located. In my case, I have only one default project. And here let's finally click Create. Creation of droplet takes usually some time, up to 30 or 40 seconds, so let's wait a bit. Okay, my server was successfully created, and here you see IP address of my new server, and now I am able to connect to my server directly. Per email you should receive your root password. Let me check my email, and here I see message from DigitalOcean, and here are credentials for my new droplet. Username is root and password is here. After initial connection, you will be prompted to change this password. It is actually one-time password. You need to connect to your server via SSH. Such operating systems as Mac OS or Linux have SSH built in. Windows does not, and with such applications as PuTTY, you are able to use SSH on Windows. Okay, I'll simply use terminal, and I'll open up new terminal window. And I'll use SSH, simply type SSH, then root, add, and here I need to enter IP address of my droplet. Here it is. Let me copy it and paste here. Then press enter. Here with the prompt whether I want to trust fingerprint of remote server, I'll type yes. And now I should enter password. And I need to enter this password. Let me copy it and paste here. Enter. Now, as I have told you before, I should change password for root user. I'll paste current password, one-time password, and I'll enter new password. Repeat. And here we are, I have successfully logged to console of my virtual private server. Here you can check version of operating system by typing following command: lsb release-a. Enter, and here you see that distributor ID is Ubuntu and the version is 18.04.2. And again, here you see 18 as major version, 04 is minor version, and 2 is patch version. And release is just 18.04. Now let's install Git on this server. In order to do that, let's go back to gitscm.com, and here, if you'll click on download for Linux and Unix, you'll find instructions on how to install Git on Linux-like operating systems. In our case, we use Ubuntu, and I can use this command apt-get install git. Let's go back to terminal and type this command apt-get install git. Enter. And it seems that this version of operating system already ships with Git pre-installed. And Git version is 2.17. Actually, let's check that. Let's clear terminal and type git version, enter, and here I'll see Git version 2.17.1. I'm not sure whether this Git version is latest stable release for Ubuntu. That's why let's quickly update list of apt packages, and after that let's try to install Git again. Let's type apt-get update and wait a bit. Okay, packages were updated, let's clear terminal, and now let's try to install Git again. apt-get install git. And it seems that we have most current version for Ubuntu, and its version is now 2.17.1. Okay, I have shown you how to install Git on different operating systems like macOS, Windows, and Ubuntu. You may have noticed that built-in terminal on a Mac doesn't really look good and does not offer different color options, different formatting options, and so on. That's why in the next lecture I'll install custom terminal called iterm2 and custom shell. I'll see you in the next lecture. Bye.